Hello, friends. How are we? Welcome, welcome. I'm a little excited to be here tonight with our first Angel Magic Insights for the month of March. So, what do we have planned? We are going to delve into the energies for the month of March to give you some angel guidance, some angel insights into how best we can proceed. Now, they have actually asked me to be here on the full moon. So, what that means is I'm going to delve into the energies of the full moon first, and just to give you a little insight about how the moon helps you and supports you with your manifesting, especially when you actually come to it with your divine feminine. So, for a lot of people, the full moon is a time to release and let go. So, you may be finding that you're feeling overwhelmed. You may find that your emotions are a little scattered. If that's what's happening for you and your connection to the full moon, it is full moon in Virgo, and according to the Moonology Oracle cards from Yasmin, she says, you are good enough. It's very much a feminine card. And what I would suggest is I hear the words boundaries, I hear the word structure, and I hear all of that coming into play around this full moon. So I know I've had a couple of conversations around boundaries today, and even yesterday I was inspired by the angels to put out a post in regards to balance and the boundaries around that. So if you are feeling like your buttons are being pushed and you're feeling a little bit all over the place, as can be with a full moon, then I urge you to look at where you need to be applying some boundaries in your life. Maybe it is boundaries with you in the universe. I had that conversation with someone today, one of my clients. Perhaps it's boundaries where you need to learn to say no to others so that you can make room for yourself. I know for me, it's between me and my body and needing to create space a little bit more to nurture that. I'm hearing structure being important, but that is going to flow throughout the whole of the month. So we'll get to that in a minute. So for some people, as I said, some people, the full moon is a time of release, but then there are others like myself where I love a full moon. My energies always feel good on a full moon. If I'm going to feel overwhelmed, if I'm going to argue with my partner, or if something comes up for me to release, it's actually just in the dark of the moon with the new moon coming in. So that's a different time of the month. So for me, the full moon is always makes me feel like it's about expansion. It's about new thought, new ideas, and implementing those and taking action. And I love when I pull things together and it really just sort of fits around the full moon. So I want to say hi to everyone that is here. I can see that you are here. Thank you. I just will keep talking and certainly have time for questions as we move through the space. So I haven't sat down and communicated with the energies as yet. I'm doing this impromptu. I'm doing this right in the moment with you. And of course, what I would invite you to do, because I know how many of you are all mediums, all gorgeous people who have your own connections, that if I'm saying something and you feel like you want to add a comment, you want to extend upon what I'm saying, then please do. I invite you to do that. Share your offering with those of us here that are watching the video, or even if you see a replay of it, then by all means, please do so at that point as well. So when we come into our divine feminine and we flow with the energies of the moon a little more, it is always invested in our creativity, our emotions, and yes, you are good enough. Virgo is going to inspire you to a greater sense of self-love, which is what this full moon is all about. So where can you not just place boundaries, but I'm getting, if your full moon is about expansion, as mine is, it's about where can you step up more? Where can you be more visible? Where can you put yourself out there more? Where can you be of service more? Where can you expand more into your dreams and your goals? That is where we are right now in regards to the full moon. So that is the full moon energy. She's supporting you in those two ways right now. And as we move into the month of March, and as I want to share with you what I feel for the rest of the month and how we're coming into that. And this is, I'm just taking a moment to call in the angel energy a lot more strongly. And I am just being told I need to dig out my Doreen Virtue cards. This is the first oracle card set I ever bought way back in the day, probably 1996, I would say. And just being shown that I need to sort of bring that in a little bit first to begin with. Now, I also said that one of the things that I feel, or I heard, was the word structure. And as you can see, I was shuffling and two of them just jumped out of the pack. So I always, absolutely always go with whichever cards present in that way. For me, it just does work. And I'm hearing, as I said, hearing the word structure is going to be a thing for us. And I feel like that's coming in two ways for us. Firstly, structure is usually often Spirit's way of telling us or talking about our ego. So it's just their nice way of putting it, is that you can let go of that a little bit. If I guess that's where the risk is of getting in our own way this month, and not so holding yourself back, like I was just talking about with the full moon. You know, like it's there to put yourself out more. It's there to expand more. It's there to do those things. And if you hold back, then that would be your ego getting in the way. So that word structure would fall into taking you out of alignment with your soul purpose. So recognize where that's going on. Be really honest with yourself. And I get a sense of that. If you're at risk of that, it's happening right now. So just be aware of that. Then the other way that structure needs to come in here through the month, and this is ongoingly throughout the whole month, is structure to help you maintain balance. So one example would be is I have very specific days on when I do in my business, when I do my social media, when my days are for my clients, when my days are to be creative, when I have financial Fridays. So I build structure into that way, and I build structure not just my week, but into my whole year in regards to what my plans are for the business. And so I'm feeling that that kind of structure is needed for people to maintain balance. And I'm even just hearing that structure in those sort of areas, not just in your business, but in life, can actually have a really big impact on the flow of your financials. As in that post that I made yesterday or last night, spoke about to create growth, we need to be in balance. So it is bringing in the structure that will help you create balance in that way. And I feel like that's really important for the rest of the month. So if I refer to the cards, we have, let's go with Chantel first, shall we? She's gorgeous and pink. She's all about new romance is imminent, either with a newcomer or through reignited passion in your existing relationship. Be open to giving and receiving love. And I hear the word transformation, and I feel like this is not just in regards to, actually, I am going to say that there's communication that is improving in relationships. It's creating the transformations and breakthroughs in regards to personal relationships, romantic relationships where intimacy is concerned, and even transformations with yourself and where you are communicating better. And for some of you, I'm even getting the romance of the spirit world and the communication in that way, and how that's transforming your mediumship and your ability to communicate with spirit. There's all sorts of transformations in that way. And I know as I'm saying that, I'm feeling that personally for me in on a couple of different levels in that way. So that would be the first way, is know that March is going to present transformations in regards to your romantic life and your personal life and regards to romance with your connection with spirit. Thank you, Gina. I thought that was pretty. I liked it too. It just as it was coming through, and it really does make me think. I know for me, there are times when I'm just so in love with what I do, and right now is one of those times when I'm just really enjoying the energies, really enjoying the fun I'm having with my work, that it does feel like a romance, and so just enjoy that, come into being with that. So Celeste, this is the next one. Celeste is a happy move to a new home or place of employment is in the works. This movement will usher in positive new energy. And I'm just feeling that this is, when we put these, I'm hearing I've got to put these things together because they're all linked, and I am feeling that there's this big surge or this big movement forward with those of us that have dreams of those kind, whether it be a new home or a new job, and moving in that direction, utterly ushering it all in. But I feel like it's this, the romance side of things and the relationship side of things that transforms first, before then it brings in the new home or the new job. So know that is definitely on the agenda this March, and I'm hearing that is the communication that is the key. It's the communication that will transform those relationships. It's the communication and honesty with yourself that will bring all of that through, which sort of fits a little bit with our new moon, our full moon message, in regards to being honest with yourself and communicating with yourself and up-leveling all of that. So I certainly feel like that's the angel guidance and the angel messages. I've got one more sense of I need to talk about finances, and this is where we need structure. This is where we need some structure, people. So firstly, I want you to know that tuning to money is a very unique vibration. Attuning to money has its own vibration, and to attract it, we do really need to come into alignment with the vibration of money and what that is for you. So one of the things that I would suggest to bring structure to that is to do things like track your money. How well do you track your money in your business or in your home space? Do you look at your finances regularly? Do you track where it goes? I know for me, a few years ago, I started to do the Barefoot Investor program, where you use the buckets of money and you take your income and you split it up across the different buckets. I still do a version of that these days, and I make every Friday very specifically a time for me to sit down, a little sacred time to sit down and look at my finances and see where it's going. But what I find is that by doing the buckets and allocating income where it needs to go, I find that when a bill comes in, I'm no longer sitting stressed, like a kick in the guts. I've got this bill, it makes it much easier. So structure is a really valuable asset in regards to your finances, as opposed to just coming in and just, this money's come in, and then, this bill's come in, and just willy-nilly. Getting some real structure in that way is a massive asset. Secondly, by doing it regularly and by doing it with consciousness and the fact that you were coming into it, one, you're giving positive attention to a flow of energy. And one of my mantras is absolutely where attention goes, reality flows. So bring that in, bring that structure in. And then lastly, love your money. Think about it as a relationship. Think about it as, going back to Chantel here, going back to her, really think about your relationship with money as being a relationship, and think about it as being just another soul, another vibration. And the more that you can embrace it, the more it will love you. I know over the last 12 months, I've been working with Miriam Castilla. She's a money coach. And one of the things that I really took from working with her was the fact that, if you are worried about money all the time, if you are stressed about it, it's almost like you're going, or you've got really, you don't feel good about money. And imagine if that was a person or a vibration, it's going to shy away from you. It's going to run to the hills. It's not going to want to come and be with you. So if you can change that thought, change that impression, and love it in, then going to want to give to you more. It's going to want to come to you more. So I'll just take one last card, and I want to take that one. And it's real confirmation. The Egyptian, it's all about worldly abundance. And worldly abundance to me is about wealth. It's about our finances. The Egyptians had a lot of wealth in their tombs, you know. They buried everyone with wealth, didn't they? You know, because that's what they value. So it's about worldly abundance. It's confirmation to know that we build structure in, and our finances will be rewarded. So even in our businesses, build the structure. Think about your service offerings. Think about what revenue streams have you got coming in as opportunities for the universe to deliver to you. Build structure in there. If for those of you that have spiritual businesses, and what you're doing by building that structure in is you are creating opportunity for the universe to deliver you abundance and wealth. And certainly there is going to be plenty of opportunity for that this month, being that I keep hearing the word structure. If you need help with that, then by all means reach out. I do have a new program coming in regards to that. I'm just not sure exactly how long away it is. So what I want to do now is certainly open it up to questions. I'm happy to pull a card for you, lovelies. I'm happy to answer with intuition. Anything that you feel like you need in regards to guidance over the course of the month, and especially if it relates in how it relates into what I have said. Okay, and I might just okay. I'll just give you a few minutes. If anyone has any questions? Yeah, there's definitely, if I'm going to give March a word, it's going to be structure. Gina, based on what I've just, I guess, been given, is to have a think about what structure you can build into your business in regards to creating opportunity. So for the universe to deliver you abundance. So it's not just how many different products, because I know your business. I know it's G's Creations. So I wouldn't be looking at it as every product is a different revenue stream. I think outside the box a little, you know. So your different revenue streams would be one, your Etsy store, you know. Another one's you're definitely starting the markets, you know. That's two revenue streams. They're the kind of, you know, where do you show up to create that opportunity? So I want you to think about it in that way. So not just, as I said, don't think about it as how many different products you got. Think about it as how many different opportunities you create. So market stalls, Etsy, that's awesome that you've got some ideas now, and just get out there and have a go. Networking even, you know, like I'm a big proponent for networking, especially out here in with Hawkesbury Women in Business. I found it to be a real asset to my business over the last couple of years. And I know all of us in Hawkesbury Women in Business will ideally support local women, people connected in our business before we go elsewhere. We ask in the group if anyone's got what we're looking for, you know, be it catering, be it health, anything like that. We'll ask and we'll go and support local women before we go elsewhere to buy or to use. So even that's another revenue stream that people don't often think about how valuable that can be. So yes, open your website back up and at least give Google Ads a try. If it works, it works. You know, if not, you might even I would say Facebook Marketplace. You know, how does that work? Even just think about increasing the different ways that you can create different opportunity, different revenue streams in that way to support your products. So I hope that helps, Gina. By all means, you know, and just if anyone else has any questions, I'll just be here for a few more minutes. Yeah, definitely give Marketplace a try. I guess the only hesitation with Marketplace is the fact that they'll probably try and negotiate on price. So just be careful of that. That's what I was thinking. Yeah, eBay, you know, that's so why not? You know, it works. Is this still available? Yes, that's it. They do. That's the first question, isn't it? Definitely. So yeah, but definitely do that. And I'm not sure if Facebook ads would ideally work, but you can do ads in Marketplace, so that might be more worthwhile as well. So you can do Facebook ads in Marketplace, so just be aware of that. So if anyone else has any questions, I am here to take your answer. Pull a card for you even. Answer a question, just here for a few more minutes, giving you insight into the month of March, into what we've got going on with March, definitely. There you go. See, well, give that a go. Give that another go. Just you don't know unless you try, and I think the whole thing is you've just got to have a go. And I'm at the moment, for me, I think if you're using social media, then Facebook ads is worthwhile. Even if it is just $5 a day, $8 a day, whatever you can do, it's still. I've been doing some Facebook ads around those prices and have seen growth because of it. So so I would certainly be investing in those and giving those a go for sure. Okay. Good going, Gina. And of course, we'll be able to touch base, being that you're one of my members, and we'll be able to connect and I'll be able to hear all about it, I'm sure. So yeah, build some structure in. That is the word. That is the word for the month. So definitely, and it feels to me that it's all going to come together. which is exciting. I know I have been working on structure in my business probably since last October, been pulling funnels together and those sort of things. And I guess this is Spirit's way of telling me that I'm pulling it all together this month. So if you have been working on the last few months, probably the last 6 months, you have been working on pulling things together, building structure, pulling it all together, then know this is going to be a really good month for you in that way. So I think March has got a full month for us, to be honest, a really full month in regards to expanding, up-leveling. It's a full month in regards to romance and up-leveling our communication to bring through those transformations in our personal relationships, which then links into our dreams moving forward. That's really important. Up-leveling our communication and honesty with ourselves, and therefore our connection with the universe. The full moon supporting us to, up-level our sense of self-love and building in those boundaries. And when we have all been working on those sort of things, we are going to see an increase in our abundance and our finances. So if that resonates with you, if that sounds like you, I wish you a fabulous March. And if you are struggling with any of that, then please ask for your angel to assist you. Invoke them, get them to come in, get them to assist you with whatever you need. Give them permission, and just know that they are there for you, and all we need to do is ask. So I'm going to leave you with this now. I'm going to see you again soon, and thank you for those of you that were here live. Of course, if you watch the replay, you have any questions, please do not hesitate to ask. I will be around to return those answers. So God bless, have a fabulous month, and I'll see you again soon. Thank you.